Right, now just going to put those peas with all their gorgeous juice, and you can eat the lemon, you can eat the lettuce too. Lemon, goodness me. You can sprinkle a little bit of lemon on top if you like, that's nice. But there's peas with lettuce, and cooked lettuce, we'll do a show on it one day. Cooked lettuce is very, very nice. Now I'm going to use this pan for something else, and I'm going to cook a couple other vegetables, just to show you. Now, everybody knows about corn on the cob. Well, let's do corn off the cob. So we'll put some heat underneath that fire, and we'll get this corn, and we just cut it off as close as you can to the bone. All right, see the bone, the middle? Well, we just cut it off down there. And when you get fresh corn, everybody talks about it barbecued and stuff, but when it's fresh and it's full of milk, then it's just lovely. So here we are, a little bit of butter in the pan, or oil. It doesn't matter which you decide to use, but if you use butter, then use it on a lower temperature. Just turn it down to low. Take the corn and put it in the pan, and put in with it a little bit of pepper and a little bit of salt. And just to make it look pretty, let's take a little bit of red pepper, and you'll suddenly see how dramatic this looks in the pot. And I keep on telling you, you know, look at that. See, suddenly, there it is, all looking nice and pretty in the pot. You don't have to do anything other to it except put the lid on and leave the lid on for 3 minutes. That's a vegetable. Now, here's another vegetable, all right? Here's another vegetable that nobody ever buys. Parsnips. I don't know why people don't buy parsnips. Probably because they're badly cooked. They've got bad memories. But if you take a parsnip and you cut it up into pieces, all right? You cut it up into pieces about as big as French fries. Now, if you can remember the last time you went to a hamburger joint, which if you watch this show, of course you never do, you put your hand on your heart and say, I promise never to eat another hamburger again, then you have got parsnips ready, and these are going to be wonderful. Even kids love these, but you don't tell them they're parsnips, because most kids are preconditioned at birth to say, I don't like parsnips. All right, so look, a little bit of parsnip like that, and a little bit of butter in a pan. And what do we put in here now? Now this you've never heard of, but move that out of your way so you can see. All right? A little bit of ginger. You know I'm very fond of ginger. I like ginger, so a little bit of ginger. Cut it up small and put it in with the butter. All right? A little bit of, there it is. We'll put some heat underneath it. A little bit of butter, a little bit of ginger, a bit of extra ginger. What we're going to do is just cook them together very, very quickly. Bring the temperature up. A little tiny splash of water in there just to make a little steam to finish it, and they'll be cooked in about another 3 minutes as well. So there we are. We've got our, look, in here, got the corn just cooking, and we'll put a little mat underneath it to turn the temperature down. Here we've got another pan full. Hear that sizzling a little bit? In goes the parsnips, right? And because they're going to cook, they need to be stirred in. They need a little bit of salt. Where did I put the salt? It's over here. Here's the salt. Here's the salt. Right. A little bit of salt. And a little tiny bit of pepper. So just crank it in there. There it is. Now, we've got butter on the parsnips. Nice gingery butter. All right. And we'll put a little tiny bit of water in there. Just enough to, there, sizzle and steam them. Get all that butter going into an emulsion. This is what they might call beurre blanc if you're being very French about it. It's not real beurre blanc, but it's close enough. And of course, if you got it, you know, in a fancy restaurant and they talked about parsnips au beurre blanc, they are very good this evening, monsieur. Everybody would say, oh yes, I'll have the parsnips au beurre blanc. Well, you're going to make them for yourself. That's what we're doing. So, and you see, when you've got water in a pan, you can turn the heat up high. Because if you haven't got it, because the water keeps the temperature down, the water makes sure that there's just steam happening in there. And as soon as the water goes away, you have to put a little bit more. You put water in, you put any kind of liquid. That's what cooking's all about. That's how you do it, right? So there you are. We've had a great time here. We've got a whole lot of stuff ready to go. And we've got all kinds of nice things. It's time for me to show you a peek, just a peek at the dumplings. You want to see? Are you ready? Look, see how they grew. They doubled up, and they're just wonderful. You make a comforting dinner, and you want a comforting dessert, right? I mean, there's the vegetables. We did those. I just put them out on the plate. But you don't want to spend all day making pastry and stuff. So here's a really quick one. And it's really nice, and it's dead easy. It's called bananas au chocolat. And all it needs is for you to peel a couple bananas, or as many bananas as you think. And if you've got ice cream to go with it, that's fine. I haven't got any ice cream today. You can put creme fraiche with it. You can put whipped cream with it, or you can just eat it the way it goes. But you just peel some bananas, take them out of the skin, and then you take the fry pan and you crank it up with sort of medium heat there, and you put the butter in it. A little bit of butter. A little bit of butter is a very nice thing indeed. So here's a little bit of butter in the fry pan. Now, as soon as the butter starts to melt, which is not happening yet, it will happen, you put the bananas in. And then you get ready for it. Now, I've got this chocolate, plain chocolate, non-sweetened chocolate. And just cut it up into bits. If you do it with a sharp knife, it will sort of grate off so that you've got nice thin slivers of chocolate. And that's all we need. Okay, now there's the butter starting to melt. And as soon as it starts to melt, you lay the bananas in. You just lay one after another, and you sprinkle a little bit of brown sugar. A little bit of brown sugar. Where's a spoon? Here's a spoon. A little bit of brown sugar into the butter so that it makes a caramel. All right? Just not too much, just a little bit. And you stir it all around. The butter and the sugar melt together. All right? And you put chocolate on top of the bananas. And then you put the lid on. Quick. And that turns it into dessert. It just lets it make itself into a sauce. Now, there's all kinds of fancy ways you can read about how to make a chocolate sauce, but this is a dead easy one, because when it's done it with a little bit of juice that comes out of the bananas, a little bit of sugar, a little bit of butter, that's the way that you make sauces. That's how you make desserts happen. And you take it to the table, and everybody gets absolutely delighted because it was so simple and so quick and so easy, and you're not going, oh, because you just did it, and that's all you got to do. Just do it quickly and simply. Let's have a look. See, look, it's starting to melt already. Isn't that just great? And that's all you really got to do. So there we are. We got dessert. If you'd like these recipes, send us a stamped, self-addressed envelope to the Urban Peasant, Vancouver, British Columbia, postal code V6B 4B2, Post Office Box 5157.